We manifested her, didn't we?
We did.
All right.
We really
Kiala. Is that how you say your name?
It is.
Keala Settle is here. Now,
Hi, you guys.
hi, Kiala.
Hi.
This is real.
How are you?
This is you.
It is.
I'm doing great. By the way, you at the Oscars, I was crying. I cry even thinking about it.
I was too, because it was an experience I thought I would never have, and I did. And it finally hit me in that moment. It hit me.
It showed.
Yeah.
It really showed.
I couldn't hide it.
Yeah.
I had to make sure. I mean, not make sure, but I had to share it with everybody else. I guess that's what I do.
That's
I
what
guess
you
that's
do.
what my job is.
So I see the movie, I come in, I'm just all like, oh my God. And the music, it gets in your bones.
Yeah, it does. It's meant to.
Yeah.
It's meant to be something that not only motivates you, but turns something on inside of you, almost like an ignition, and then begins to fuel you in a way that that sort of motivates precipitation or like change within you. Yeah.
So we manifested you. I said, oh God, how great would it be to get Keala Settle in here? And now you're here and I'm kind of freaking out. And you're best friends with Hugh Jackman.
Girl, please. He's a nutcase, and he knows it.
And your audition, I don't know how many times you've watched it on YouTube.
It wasn't even really, it was so weird because it was another one of those things that wasn't, it was something that we were testing to see if it would work. And it ended up becoming an entire audition thing. And they said, well, you have it. And they said it that day. And I sort of said, I don't believe you, so have a great day. I'm going to go back to my other job and go do that. And
That's the attitude, though. I don't believe you.
I mean,
like, okay, I'll believe it when it happens.
Well, I mean,
and then you're on the Oscar stage. And
I
it's
know,
like,
and then
okay.
I'm, this is actually real now.
Yeah.
No, it only took me 4 years to figure it out, but yeah.
But I feel like here's the magic of you as far as I know you, and I've only known you for 10 minutes so far. But studying you, I feel like you go and you do it, and then that's it. Like the project wins, you win. You know what I mean? Like there's something in you that's.
But there's something that continues on. I think there's, we all talk about who are we? Who here we go. Let's going deep with Keala Settle.
I love it.
I hope so, because here we go. Game seal.
All yours.
It's one of those things where you kind of go, who am I? What does that mean to me? What does that mean to everybody else around me in my environment? And what becomes, what happens is that you realize that you never know who you are, and what becomes more important is not that. What becomes more important is the journey of getting to what that is. Because it all changes. It always changes, and it will continue to change until you're 6 feet in the ground. That it'll always change until you are no longer alive, and as it's supposed to.
Right.
As it is supposed to. And I think, I'm guilty of it nonstop. I can only imagine how many other people are guilty of it and are afraid to say that we're guilty of it, of, or of holding a grudge, or, to something that we were before. I just know, for me, doing this song and being a part of this song, that I didn't want to be a part of, because I was petrified to open myself up, because I knew how much it was already affecting me, and I wasn't even singing it. And I didn't want to be the person to sing it, because I was too afraid for everyone to see me.
Really?
I was petrified.
So your fear, if you would have let your fear get in the way, none of this would have ever happened.
Absolutely. It had gotten in the way for so many years already. So many years already. I had stopped myself so many times in my, whatever you call it, career, whatever, and walked away from being a performer and said, I don't, you're going too close. You're hitting too close. You don't need to see that. You don't get to see that. And I didn't have a choice anymore. I did, but it was something else that was getting at me. I don't know if it was age, or again, the journey of going through everything and realizing I needed to shed a lot of the old crap that made me who I was, to find out what the next version of me was. And I knew that the only way to find that out would be to continue on this journey that I'm still on, sitting here.
Right.
I'm still on this journey. I still am learning from this song, just me, not even counting the nation, not even counting the world, not even counting those people that have heard it or who sing it and are inspired by it. And the soundtrack itself, it's something that I'll never, and I hope I don't, that I'll never recover from, that I hope that I continue to learn from. Yeah.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
It spreads.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
As it should be.
You
because
are
we're all
contagious.
humans. Well, honey, we're all humans. And I think once we are okay with that, that's where the journey begins.
When did you start to become more okay with it? Because we were looking at some of your, it's like, okay, 2011 debuted on Broadway, 2013 you're nominated for a Tony, and it's like, that's unheard
Still
of.
wasn't. I was about to leave New York in 2013.
What happened? Why?
Because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to do it. I was afraid of myself. I was afraid of myself that I didn't know. I was afraid of the person that I didn't know.
But you don't listen. You don't look at that validation as like, okay,
that's not
I belong
validation to
here.
me.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
But you don't look at the fact that you're there as validation.
No, it's to me, it's something that I love to do. And the fact that I get, because rather than walk around and write books and go, let's go real deep with Deepak Chopra or Alan H. Watts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm just not that person. What I would rather do is help people sit in a chair and watch someone else's life, not imitated, but being, and learn from that. That's what I would rather do, because it not only benefits them, but in a way, I leave a piece of, just a little partial piece of myself wherever I'm at, in whatever I'm doing. And this is no different. If anything, I've left a lot of myself in this because it was so unbelievably typecast, this part and who I was. And I'm fighting, even sitting here.
Wow.
Even sitting here talking to you in this film. Yeah.
This is amazing.
But that'll never change.
Right.
You know the thing about the song too, and we were talking about it even this morning. You hear the song, it's powerful, it grabs you. I mean, on a level you can't even understand really. And then you look at the lyrics and you read those lyrics without listening to the song.
Yeah.
If you just sit with those words.
It's very naked. It
it's
makes
like,
you feel extremely naked as a human being, and unknowing if you can actually by yourself handle what's happening inside of you. That being said, you can't. So just by default alone, it forces you to connect to someone because someone else has to help you carry that burden. And then you realize that that's not just your burden. Somebody else has the exact same burden. And looks nothing like you, acts nothing like you, speaks not even the same language as you. I was in Tokyo doing press for this film, and we had interpreters, and someone had asked a question about how the song had affected me, and I started to cry. I don't know if it was because I was so tired or because, like I said, it continues to affect me. And I let them know. I said, it will never not affect me because I still feel this way, and I'll fight it every day of my life and every night. And I want to fight it. And without even being translated back to them, what is unheard of in Japan with Japanese press, they applauded. And that doesn't ever happen.
Oh, wow.
And no one translated anything to them.
No,
and that's when you realize that something like that breaks language barriers and it becomes a universal thing. And that's how you know that it goes beyond a film, that it goes beyond a character. It actually goes even deeper into a human being, and that it is so similar no matter how different we are.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. I didn't write it. I just sang it.
Yeah, well, it's powerful the way you sang it.
Yeah.
Thank
you know, and the way you acted it.
You're the vessel. You deliver.
Very
right?
much. That's the perfect answer, and usually what I say all the time.
Yeah.
That's usually what I say all the time.
Yeah.
I was just the vessel because I'm learning from it, and I'm continually
And
still.
tell me about your relationship with Benj and Justin.
Those guys are so talented that I'm scared of them. They're so talented.
Are they
and
writing
know
more
it.
just for you?
They're writing for everybody. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to start begging them to write for me again. Because they'll be like, girl, we already wrote you that song. Why can't you just be happy with that? I'm like, but I want more.
Oh man.
You know, those guys are genius. They're just geni, if you will.
Geni.
Total geni. The way they work off of each other, and it's to watch it happen is quite a treat and so magical. Sorry for using that word, but it's true.
But it's true. It's true. It's
absolutely
how we
true.
feel when we hear it. It's how we feel when
for
we
sure.
play it on the radio and see the film again and again.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, it's the reason the soundtrack is selling so well.
And the people that know you and know your story, Carrie Steele, who's in that next room doing a show on our radio station, she found out you were coming in today. And when people find out, like, oh, so-and-so's coming in, they're like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I can get a picture. She was like, stopped dead in her tracks. She's like, she's coming in. I need to meet.
She's from Hawaii. She
Yeah.
knows
Oh,
you're
that's
at home.
probably why.
Yeah.
That's probably
but it's
why.
more than that too, right?
Yeah, it is because
It is.
But she also, because she has Hawaii in common with you, then she goes deeper.
Well, because to be honest, I will tell you, as a culture, we do.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm proud of that.
Right.
I'm extremely
So
proud of that.
She spoke of you as a sister, as a
Yeah,
Hawaiian
very much so, very much so.
sister. Right.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Because I'm grateful for the culture that I have, being Polynesian and my mother being from New Zealand. That is exactly what it is. We have living in the Pacific Ocean is something that is an experience everyone should have because it's a different life. It's a different world. Living in Hawaii, it's just that you're apart from everything, and so you become. That's where you start your journey for you, and those things, and you're surrounded by greenery. It's green everywhere. You don't wear shoes until like prom for cry. You don't have to. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are, walks around with t-shirt and shorts. If you're lucky, if you have slippers because nobody stole your slippers at the front door because everybody takes their shoes off, then you're one lucky camper and you can take your slippers. Nobody has, it doesn't matter. We don't wear makeup back home. You're not getting, there's nothing to prove. Because all it is about who you are and the legacy that you carry of those that came before you.
What happens when you go home?
Well, home for me is not Hawaii anymore. Home for me, my heart will always be there. But when I do go back there, which I recently just got to do in May of last year, which was so great. I wear the same shorts for 5 days. I take a shower in the ocean over at Hukilau Beach, for 3-4 hours. Then I get out. Yeah. If it rains, I'll step outside again. I'll go get plate lunches. I just don't care. Yeah. It becomes a vacation. And it's hard to kind of do it now just because it's crazy because people know who I am now, and it's so crazy. But and it's because of that, it's hard.
You
but
belong to the world now.
Yeah, and and I'm beyond grateful for that because as much as people have said that they've expressed that they love what has happened and what I've been able to say and sing, I need that too, for my own sanity and for my own. I don't need the world, but I at least need one person that I can reach out to, and it could be anybody, and that's all. That's enough for me to know. Oh, you're on the same page. Got you.
Wow. I'm sure that as you've been going through awards season and the Golden Globes and the Oscars, and you're around a lot of steeped in Hollywood types, you're probably teaching a lot of people a lot of things about just being a real human being and how easy it is to live in LA and get caught up in stuff.
It is very, yeah.
Do you have any stories that you can share?
No. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't, and I don't really have any. It's because I've done a very good job of keeping myself away from that.
Yeah.
And sort of what has saved me has been music. I just started recording with a gentleman who produced the album that is now #1, The Greatest Showman. His name is Greg Wells. Oh. He also helped produce some tracks for Adele and Katy Perry, Kelly Clarkson, Keith Urban. And he approached me in an email and said, "Do you want to do something?" And I was like, "Who is this person? I don't know who this person is. I'm running away. And then 40 minutes later, I said, "Yeah, sure. Who are you?" And I released an EP with him and of about 5 songs. And they're all covers. And we're going to release chapter 2 pretty soon. Oh. And but it's that music, being able to come out of all of award season and all of everything that is Hollywood, to be that artist that I never knew that I was. that did have a story and did have a voice, because we had a 3-hour meeting in the beginning and we had like a box of tissues between the two of us, and he kind of just said, "What is your story?" And then it was like, and all of a sudden, I guess I had one. And music came out and continues to come out and continues to, come forward. I get to go to France with him next week to create another track for the album. And it's kind of exciting. But again, it's a lifesaver, because where I come from, music is so instilled in who we are and what we are. And to get to be able to do and be a part of all the Hollywood glitz and the Hollywood glamour, because once you get past the red carpet, it's incredible, because you're in this room with all of your peers who you can now call your peers and say, guys, we did something that got us here. So we already won. So I'm good. And there's so many other people that are going, I'm good too. So it's really excited to see, especially throughout awards season. And so just to get past all of that and to get in there, I'm good.
Yeah.
But then when you get to come home and you get to create these songs and pick up your phone and quickly record, a hook, and then go over to the studio and go, Greg, we have this. What can we do with this? And then start laying it down and, track by track and, rhythm by rhythm. And all of a sudden by the end of the day, literally in a day, because we do it in a day. It's like we do one song a day. And I want it faster, but that's not reality. That's not reality. So, but because we have such an unspoken language, he and I, and we work so quickly together, and he knows what I'm feeling. He knows what I want, and I know what he's going to fix and switch and tinker with. So yeah, it's it's pretty much a dream come true. Duh. And I can't deny it. And it is that music that's saving me.
Well, and you're grateful, and that's the really cool part.
Oh, for sure. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I think that people who even aren't as fortunate as I am to be sitting in a room with you talking to you can see who you are.
I can't believe what you're saying. You're incredible. Thank you.
No, but it's true. It's
so
like
much.
It makes you want to cry.
You should. Don't be afraid to do that. I just cried at another radio station because they had asked me, who my biggest inspirations were, and I was talking about a young kid who has been in the business for so long, and it's a girl, and now she's a woman, and she wants to make such a difference in this world. And I'm like, she is the difference. She's 21, and she gets to be counted among those who are marching today. She gets to be counted among those who are taking the world on, head first, hand first, foot first, and doing it themselves. You know what I mean? Because we couldn't do it. Oh, sorry, bro.
No, wow. Now I am too.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. No,
but they get to do that. And while our only job is to go, do you need sandwiches? I got you. What do you need? Do you need a blanket? I got it. What do you need? That is all that's required. It's that basic and that simple. It's that basic and that simple.
No, it is. There's this guy named Father Greg Boyle, and he has Homeboy Industries. He takes gang members, and he rehabs them and gives them jobs, and they make salsas and tortillas and chips, and they have all kinds of a clothing line. And I've been around him a lot lately.
It's a reminder, though.
It is.
Yeah.
The thing I've learned from him and that I see in you, and the reason I was so excited is because the thing that he says is so much about you is that we just all need each other. That's it.
Just know.
Yeah.
Just understand and know that things happen for a reason. And I have to say that. I have to say that. And look at my own life and go, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I am still here.
All right.
So I will continue on, and I will not do it by myself. I refuse. Because my body can only take me so far, and then it will conk out on me.
Right.
And I won't do it. I refuse to do it. I refuse. And we're the only member in our ecosystem. We're surrounded by an ecosystem that travels in schools and grows together. We're the only member of our ecosystem that tries to do it alone. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
Look at it. Think about it. We're the only member of our ecosystem that tries to do it on our own.
Sharks?
They travel in schools, girl. They're still traveling families.
Yeah.
We're the only ones, human beings, that try and do it on our own.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you believe? And we're like thinking that we're successfully doing it. Not even close. We wish we were successful. You know what I mean? But that's okay. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just knowing the fact that it's enough to know that that's not the way.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just understand that and then get to that point and mourn the fact that you can't do it by yourself, because some people, like years ago, I couldn't get over that.
Yeah.
The fact that I needed help
To
to just get through the day. That made me mad that I was so independent and I couldn't, that I needed other people.
Yeah.
There are times when it still makes me mad. I'm going, frick, my pride will kill me. My ego will kill me. And I have to strip it down.
Yeah.
Because the second I strip it down, all I see is this gargantuan group of people going, oh, coming for me and going, we got you, we got your blankets, we got your towels, we got, whatever you need.
Right.
And you're going, oh my God, you've been there all the time, haven't you? And we're like, yeah, doy. We were just waiting.
Doy.
We're just waiting for you to say something.
Is it D-O-Y?
Yeah, doy, D-O-Y, doy.
Doy.
The American English spelling of doy. British English is probably a different spelling, but.
Well, thank you for making me cry.
I didn't mean to, guy.
It's never happened during an interview. It's never happened.
I know.